Hello and welcome to Voices of Westerly, a new podcast from the United Theater featuring conversations, many of which are recorded in front of a live audience, with the creative and professional individuals who make Westerly, Rhode Island such a unique and inspired community of leaders, innovators, and artists. I'm your host, Tony Nunes, Artistic Director of the United Theater, here in the beautiful downtown arts district of Westerly, Rhode Island. The Voices of Westerly series is inspired by Westerly photographer and artist Josh Behan, who created a Faces of Westerly portrait series, which we premiered here a couple of years ago at the United and is now on permanent display and rotation in our halls. Voices of Westerly live discussions will take place monthly in our post-credit scene event space here at the United. Welcome to the return of Voices of Westerly, our monthly live podcast from the United, featuring conversations with the creative and professional individuals who make Westerly and the surrounding region such a unique and inspired community of leaders, innovators, and artists. I'm your host, Tony Nunes, Artistic Director of the United, and as always, this series is inspired by the Faces of Westerly portrait series on permanent display at the United in our hallway around the corner from photographer Joshua Behan. Our guests today are Paige Luethy? Okay. Our guests today are Paige Luethy and Katie Stevenson. And our first guest for the evening is a Westerly-based artist and the co-founder of a fun, innovative new public art project called The Pedal Pusher. Please welcome Paige Luethy.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm going to begin, as I always do with these interviews, by asking you about your Westerly origin story. Are you from Westerly?
I'm not originally from Westerly, but I live here now. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. All 4 of my siblings were born here at Westerly Hospital. I was born in Baltimore. My son was born here as well. We moved here in about 2012, 2013. My son and I moved here from Mystic. So I grew up in Mystic, not far away. And we grew up going to the beach in Rhode Island always. I always felt like I had like a little crush on Rhode Island, like being from Connecticut. I was like, Rhode Island is like kind of like the cooler, like crunchier kind of like cousin to Connecticut, you know? So it like made sense that I like kind of found my way here. And my son Teddy and I did move back to Mystic for a few years, but we moved back 2 years ago. We've been here, and when he started middle school. And I really love it here.
It's a great community.
It is a really nice community. Like even this morning, right? So I went and walked around the park. I walked to the Y. I can do all this walking from my house, right? We have like a lot of resources that right in this town that you don't see in a lot of tiny towns. Like we're really lucky to have all of this right here.
And how you're an artist, so how did you get started as an artist? Tell me about you as an artist. What kind of work do you do? What kind of medium do you work in?
So I've never like formally been trained as an artist, but my mom my whole life has like really encouraged me to like do painting and any kind of arts and crafts, anything with your hands. I've always liked painting and I've always liked drawing. Primarily watercolor painting has been something that I've really loved. I did do like a little textile company for a while, knitting, crocheting, like scarves, hats, toys, like things like that. So we really love doing that, things for your house. But now we've moved kind of into new mediums where we're doing like linoleum block cutting, so printmaking and watercolor combined.
Do you have, you said you have no like arts education background or anything, but how did you get started? Where did your love for arts begin?
I think just as a kid, like just being around it all the time, like always going to museums, always like when I would go as a little kid, like my mom would give me like a little notebook that you'd bring to the museum and you sit and you draw, like you pick out your favorite paintings and you're like, okay, now you like do your interpretation of this, right? She has an art studio in her home. She's, again, not classically trained, but just something that we love, like love of live music, love of painting, love of drawing, anything like as a creative outlet. It's super important.
Now you have this new, I called it a public art project. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but it's a very public-facing project in the arts, the pedal pusher. I have a lot of questions about the pedal pusher because it's such a unique concept, but I think I want to hear your origin story for this idea first, and how you and your partner created this, and kind of like where did this idea come from. But before we do that, can you just describe the pitch for what the pedal pusher is for anybody who has not heard of it yet? And we're sitting next to, this is audio medium, but we're sitting next to one of your pedal pusher machines right now. So if you want to even describe that as you talk about this, that would be great.
I love public art project. Like, I really think that that's a perfect way to describe it. Because hopefully the machine is just kind of a starting point, right? So, but it's adorable, for one thing. I just have to let the listeners know that it's really cute. So it's bright red, and then the outside of the machine I've painted, they're like kind of funky, like almost psychedelic, playful flowers on the outside in like really bright primary colors. And then it has 3 slots. So the idea, it's like if you've ever seen a sticker or a tattoo machine, like at the bowling alley or at the back of like the pizza place where you kind of go and get like a tattoo or a kind of fun sticker. It has that, so it comes out in a cardboard slot. You put in 4 quarters, and in our machine, you get an original artwork. The artworks are 3 inches by 4 inches, each one, and each one is totally individually unique, hand-painted, hand-stamped.
So where did the first pedal pusher machine come in?
So my friend Colette and I started this last October of 24. So it's a brand new project. We're like kind of still trying to figure out exactly where it's going to take us, and it's really exciting. But the two of us have always done like individual creative projects, and we've never worked on anything together. And like late at night one night, we were like looking through stuff, and I was like on eBay. I really like eBay, and I've passed it on to my son. It's like, I like to collect handmade bags from this woman in Arizona. So I like go on there and find, things like that. But I saw a vending machine on there, and I was like, because I don't know if you have seen these, but they have like repurposed cigarette vending machines called Artomats, and they're really not portable. So I've seen them when I've been traveling before, like in like wild places like Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They've got one in their welcome center at like the Chamber of Commerce. But the idea is like the artist would make blocks, like wooden blocks that are the size that a pack of cigarettes would be, and they load them into these machines, repurposing. They're like kind of really cool, like almost look like jukeboxes, some of them, like they're funky. So I always like had this in the back of my mind, like this art vending machine idea is really cool. And so I saw like kind of these on eBay, and I was like, all right, Colette, should we buy a vending machine? I was like, I think we need to do this. Like, this is the thing that we need to do. And she's the only person I know that would be like, yes, on a whim. Like, she would be like, immediately yes. So I was like, all right, perfect. So
how did your search bring you to a vending machine? What were you searching for?
I'm really not sure, but I'm really glad that it did.
Where did this vending machine come from?
So this one, unfortunately, we ended up purchasing our first one new, because the way that the locking mechanism is for a lot of them, it's a really specific key. So a lot of the vintage ones don't have the key with them anymore. And we were worried about, because some of them don't say that it has the key, and we had like started to do a little bit of research. We didn't buy that one immediately, yes. We didn't buy it right away, which we're like, okay, what do we need to know? So this one is, unfortunately, this is a newer one that we purchased and have made it our own. But I was looking today at more things on eBay, seeing if I can't find I really want a vintage one.
So what's your method for placing these and coming up with the art that is in them, and who you work with throughout the community to kind of give this a home and move it around place to place?
So we're kind of looking at, we want to do it in places that have community-based events centered around them. So our first location that we did was at the Lighthouse Bakery in Mystic. Not only because how adorable is it to make art of like croissants, but they also have, it's a son who's now coming in and working with his family business, and he's kind of like revitalizing it and like making it, they've like been in for a really long time in the Mystic community, like really great baked goods, really good coffee, all of that. And now they're kind of bringing it, the son's taking over the business from the parents and kind of making it like kind of cool and like fitting into like the foodie community that's coming into Mystic. So not only are they keep maintaining like all that nice stuff, but they're also like elevating it. And they have run clubs and they have things like that. So that was our first selection for that, just because it's community based and like kind of bringing in people, different generations, different groups to kind of interact with it.
How many pieces did you put in that machine?
The first one, I want to say we did like 150 was our first run. So what we'll do is we'll do 7 or 8 individual, we call them prints, like they're kind of the selection, right? So right now there's 8 different designs in the machine, and we'll make individual linoleum cut blocks for each of these designs. And the ones, they're always centered around the business. So then we went to Wendy's. They do a lot of events with the community. I know they do a lot of events with you guys here too. Emma's awesome. And then we've gone to the Stonington Free Library. We have participated in National Library Week, which was like, we were so excited to be there because we're very passionate about reading, and like the public libraries are so important, and like they throw so many community events, and it was really nice to be a part of that.
So what can you tell us about the United version of this that we're looking at right now, and all of the different pieces of art that you have in it, all of the options and things that you might get when you put your 4 quarters into this machine?
So at the United, we have the most unique designs that we've had going forward. The thing that for me is kind of fun, how I was talking about traveling and kind of seeing them, like it can be like a little souvenir, right? And for this version of the United, we have, of course, the United marquee. Sorry, I keep looking at the machine.
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
talking to it. But we have the United marquee, so that's kind of a fun souvenir. It's a really local marker. And then we also have one of my favorites from this machine is the Wilcox Park Memorial Fountain. It's like a really iconic symbol of Westerly, I think. A lot of people associate that, right? It's a beautiful view of right there with our beautiful library, all the like cherry blossom trees in the spring, all of that. But we also have like really fun classic movie items. We have some movie tickets. We have a little bucket of popcorn. We have old-fashioned camera reel. We have we have a piano for the music school here.
Yep.
That one's one of my favorites. And it has kind of the colors of the music kind of change on that one from one to one. So like, I feel like it kind of evokes a different mood of the music that the piano is playing. Like the one that's blues, kind of more of a blues piano. And then we have the symbol for the 1926 club. That's your guys' club here, right?
Yep. And you have a boot for our Nashville North initiative.
Yes.
So there's some cards in this that are unique. You know, there's some that have multiples, but there's some that they're numbered, so it says 1 of 1. How many of those are kind of in each machine?
Each machine, so it depends also on how much layering is done in the prints, right? So some of them are really straightforward. Like the 1926 one is kind of, we're trying to stick to that, right? And the United one also, like maybe you can throw something fun in there, but those are both like really symbols, right? So we want to kind of maintain the integrity of that. But there's at least one that are like for each design that's really special and different. So like this has 450 prints or 425 in this run, and there's 7 of those.
Okay.
That are like 1 of 1, like really totally different than the others in the series.
And I know some of them are gone because our staff here is obsessed with this machine. and you said there's 425 pieces in here. There's probably like 150 left, maybe, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going very fast.
It's making me so happy, the response to it.
Yeah, people love it. It's such a great idea.
That being said, the ones that are like, there are totally different. Like I said, there's yellow, there's blue, there's purple with the piano. All the boots, there's hardly any 2 boots that are the same. So realistically, they're all 1 of 1.
They're all unique. They're all unique.
And they are all original pieces of art, which I think is a really fun and cool thing because it's making it like joyful and childlike almost in the joy of like wanting to get that 1 of 1, right? But also it's $1 for a piece of original art. That's accessible to anyone.
Yeah, it's kind of like a leveled up version, way leveled up, because each piece is unique and handmade.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, super fun, right? It's like you got it. It's the same feeling that you get when you were like a kid going to like a gumball machine or like a toy machine. But everybody of all ages likes it.
And people trade them.
I love that.
I traded some myself. You want to collect all of them.
Yeah.
So it's very fun. What is your future plans for other pedal pusher events or other pieces of artwork? And do you have anything lined up?
I mean, we are really excited. We're looking forward. We're going to do a pop-up actually moving forward at the Lighthouse. We are going to do, it's prints on demand kind of, so we will be there for the morning and the afternoon, and people can kind of come and talk to us, and we'll have a selection. We'll have all of our stamps from all of our different versions or pop-ups, collaborations that we've done, and people can choose the watercolor underneath that they'd like, and they can choose the color that we'll stamp them in. We'll be doing prints. And we'll be doing greeting cards as well. We'll have some with us. So we're hoping people will kind of come, go in, get their coffee. When they come out, their print will be dry. They can take it with them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely encapsulates the United very well, but Westerly as well, too. And that was a segue. Because the last two questions I ask all the time on all of these interviews are the same questions I ask to everybody. The first is, this being a kind of Westerly-centric podcast, what are your favorite places to go and things to do here in Westerly?
I have to say, I think that my very favorite place, I love going to the park. It is when I go 5-6 times a week. I am in there like either exercising or like, and as it gets warmer, we have like the Virtu Art Fair. We have the Pops coming, Shakespeare in the Park, you know, like all sorts. It's a really beautiful central place to be here in town. And we have also a lot of really nice, I love going to Martin House Books. You can get coffee, you can get all that. It's like, I love a bookshop. Like, we're so lucky that it's full of books again.
And this last question, this is a long one, and it's a complicated one, but I end every one of these interviews with this question. It kind of sets the path forward for future voices in this series. Like any community, Westerly is an ever-evolving community of new businesses, creatives, and voices. And I'm wondering, what's next for you, and what would you like to see happen in the community over the next few years, and how do you hope to be a part of that?
That's a great question. I am hopeful that we can just continue to see where this machine will take us. I hope that it's a starting off point. We want to inspire people. Like, we've done a workshop with Wendy's where people came, we made greeting cards, everyone made their own lino cuts, did this. But I'm hoping that we can continue to inspire people. Like, we're not classically trained, it's not anything fancy. This just brings us joy, and we're hoping to bring that to other people. We want to inspire other people to create things and kind of move forward in that same way. And hopefully just becoming a part of the community in that way as well. And what I like to see, I mean, I think that we're really lucky in the path that Westerly's taking. I feel like we are fortunate that we have tourism coming in as well, because it helps support the great things that we have going on. But it's not the only thing that was being focused on. We have a really good year-round population that helps support things that other towns that do have, that are more tourism-based, like don't support, that feel small and community-based, and I hope that that just continues.
That's a good answer. All right, Paige, well, thank you for joining us on Voices of Westerly.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to the United Theater Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. And if you could take a moment to leave a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Your feedback helps us create content that you love. So hit that subscribe button and leave us a review, and we'll see you on the next episode.